Hello, Shalom Aleichem. Welcome to another installment in this series, one verse a week. This week's Parsha is Parshat Beha'alotcha, that can be found in your Bibles from Numbers chapter 8, verse 1 through 12, verse 16. This series is being produced for the reading cycle for the Jewish year 5779. If you found this series or any of my other series, my other efforts to be of value to you, to be an aid to your learning, I wish you would consider becoming a patron over on Patreon or making a small donation via PayPal. You can find that information in the details below. Okay, without further ado, Parshat Beha'alotcha. This week I chose, right at the very beginning of the Parsha, Numbers 8 verse 2. Daber el Aharon v'amarta elav Beha'alotcha et hanerot el mul pnei hamenorah yairu shivat hanerot. One more time. Daber el Aharon v'amarta elav Beha'alotcha et hanerot el mul pnei hamenorah yairu shivat hanerot. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the verbs. We have some familiar verbs here. Okay, we have daber. The shorish here is dalet beit resh, means to speak. So daber el Aharon, speak to Aaron. Va'amarta elav. Amarta, the shorish here is aleph mem resh, say. Va'amarta, and you shall say elav, to him. So daber el Aharon, speak to Aaron. Va'amarta elav, and you shall say to him. Okay, so that is a familiar coupling. Speak to and then say. That is, familiar. We would have these two verbs are often in close proximity in a verse. Okay, we have another verb here. Beha'alotcha comes from the shorish aleph lamed hey, which means ascend. Ascend. So the beit here means in or with, and the chaf here is your. So in or with. So Beha'alotcha, with your ascending, literally, with your ascending, is literally what it is saying here. Although this is not how we're going to translate it per se, but that is literally what it means. Okay, Beha'alotcha, with your ascending. Okay, here it also could mean when. Okay, Ya'iru, that comes from the shorish aleph vav resh, means light or shine. Ya'iru means they will shine, or they will light, or they will cast light, they will show light, they will shine. Okay, so let's go look at the non-verbs for this verse and then put it all together. Nerot is probably a word that you probably know. Nerot. So ner is a light or a lamp. Nerot is the plural. Lamps. Okay. El mul, I should have put in here. I apologize. El mul is a phrase which means toward or against, like in the direction of against, like in direction towards something. Okay, el mul. Menorah, of course, is the menorah. It says ha menorah, the menorah, menorah. We know what a menorah is in the context of the Mishkan, the tabernacle or the temple. The menorah is the 7-branched candelabra that it has such an iconic appearance. In the context of Hanukkah, that is transformed into an 8-branched menorah. Yeah, okay. So that's just for the dictates of that holiday. Okay, anyway, biblically the menorah has 7 branches. Okay, finally, Shivat comes from the number Sheva, 7. Shivat. Okay, let's put it all together. Daber el Aharon, speak to Aaron, v'amarta elav, and you shall say to him, Beha'alotcha et hanerot. Okay, we'll leave this alone for a second. So whatever you do, et hanerot, you do it to the nerot, to the lamps. El mol, again, so when you do that, el mol panei hamenorah, towards or against the face, panei hamenorah, of the menorah. Ya'iru, they shall shine. What's going to shine? Shivat haneros, the 7 lamps. Okay, let's try that again. Daber el Haron, speak to Aaron, v'amartelav, and you shall say to him, Beha'alotcha et hanerot. Again, let's leave this verb alone for a second. When you do something to the nerot, to the lamps, el mol, towards panei hamenorah, the face of menorah, ya'iru, shall they light. Well, what's going to light? The shivat hanerah, the 7 lamps are going to light towards the face of the menorah. Okay, so Beha'alotcha is seen as an act that is being done to the nerot. Okay, so the normative Jewish translation is to translate this to mean to kindle or to light. In other words, whenever you cause the flames to go up, when you cause the lamps to go up, to ascend, meaning in flames, because that's the nature of the fire goes up. So that is that. Now, there are those translations who don't take it that way, and they say that whenever you shall ascend to the lamps. But that the et doesn't really make sense in that context so much, and also there seems to be some sort of conditional situation going on in this verse. Whenever you, so let's take it as light. Whenever you light the lamps towards the face of the menorah, the 7 lamps shall shine. Because that sounds a little bit better. But here, if you want to say that this means to whenever you go up, whenever you ascend to the actual lights, physically, the Kohen, the priest, would go up to the menorah to light it. El mul panei hamenorah ya'iru, towards the face of the menorah that shall shine. So there seems to be a little of a non sequitur there. He's going up, and then all of a sudden the lamps are shining. There's no instance in which it is said they're lit. So I think that is not the natural reading here. I think the traditional Jewish view that this means the lighting. I think that's the better option. Okay, so let's go through the Hebrew one more time, just to sum it all up. Daber el Aharon, speak to Aaron, v'amarta elav, and say to him, Beha'alotcha et hanerot, when he shall, kindle the lamps, el mol panei hamenorah, towards the face of the menorah, ya'iru shivat hanerot, the 7 lamps shall shine. Okay, so let me see my translation. Speak to Aharon and say to him, when you kindle the lamps towards the face of the menorah, shall the 7 lamps shine. Okay, that's how I translate it. Okay, let's look at Rashi here. We haven't done Rashis in a couple weeks. Okay, Rashi gives us 2 explanations of this term Beha'alotcha, and it is basically the same 2 explanations that you'll see in the various translations. Okay, Beha'alotcha. So Rashi asks, first of all, Lama nismecha parshat hamenorah le parshat hanesiim. Why is the parsha, the section dealing with the menorah, why is that placed next to the section dealing with the Nesim, the princes, the gifts of the various princes? We saw in the previous parsha, leading up to this verse, that we have the princes from all the various nations, tribes rather. They're bringing their identical offerings to the temple, and it lists with great detail over and over and over again the same offerings that these various personages gave to the for the inauguration of the temple. Okay, so Rashi's asking a question: why? What is the flow? Why does this appear here? So he says, the fee, because Shekeshera'a Aharon Chanuchat Hanesim Chasha Az Daito, that whenever Aaron saw the inauguration, the gifts that the Nesim were giving for the inauguration of the tabernacle, Chasha Az Daito, at that point, his dot, his mind, his thinking became weak, So what he means to say here is he became depressed, got a little down at the fact, because when he saw that everybody else gave, he became a little down. Why did he become down? Shlo haya imahim b'chanucha, that he himself, Aaron, as the leader of his tribe, was not there to give amongst them in the inauguration. Lohu, not him. Lo Shivto, and not anyone from his tribe. In other words, the tribe of Levi was totally unrepresented in the gifts of the princes. So, midrashically, Aaron is not terribly happy about that. Okay, so Amar lo HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so the Holy One, blessed be, he said to him, Chayecha, by your life, Shelcha Gadol Mishalahem. What is yours, meaning the lighting of the menorah, that's greater than what they had, i.e. giving gifts to the tabernacle. Why? She'atav madlich umetiv et hanerot. Because you, madlich, light, umetiv, and make nice, prepare et hanerot, the lamps. Okay, so in other words, this is just a sort of a midrashic exchange, explaining why all of a sudden we sort of change gears rapidly from the giving of the gifts to this command concerning the menorah. So hypothetically, they posit, the midrashic voice posits that that Aaron somehow felt bad on his behalf, or the behalf of his tribe, that they did, even though they were central to the work in the tabernacle, that they somehow missed out on being able to provide for the construction of the materials for the tabernacle. So this section comes to say that God tells Aaron that Aaron's task in the grand scheme of things is greater than their task, because Aaron actually would be involved in the lighting of the menorah, in the doings of the temple, of the tabernacle, whereas the Nesim, the princes, were just merely giving financial gifts to the tabernacle. Okay, that is brought from the Medrash Tanchuma. What's a collection, a certain collection of midrashim. Okay, so that really does not speak to what Beha'alotcha means, in terms of, it only sort of gives a midrashic background here. Okay, let's look at another Rashi on the same word, Beha'alotcha. So he says, what does this term mean? Because I reference the fact that it's a little odd. It could be translated two ways. He says, Al Shem Shahalahav Ole. He says this Beha'alotcha kindling is called that. It uses the shorish on account of the fact that a flame, when you're lighting it, Ole, it goes up. Katuv Beha'alotcha Lashon Aliyah. So therefore, when we refer to it, it's lighting it is referred to in a lashon of Aliyah, that the flame goes up. Shedzarek lahadlik, that you need to light it, you need to kindle it. Ach shall have it ola maleha. That whenever you try and transfer fire from one thing to another, you need to hold it there until the fire goes up from the fire you're holding, goes up onto the thing you're trying to light. Okay, and this is from the Gemara, from the Talmud, Shabbat, page 21. Okay, he says there's another explanation. V'od darshu rabbatenu, and further our rabbis explain another possibility. Mirkan, from here, Shema'ala haita lifnei hamenorah, that there was somewhat of a stool, a step stool that was before the menorah. She'aleha hakohen, that the kohen would go up on. Omid, he would stand on it. Umeitiv, and he would prepare. He would make nice the menorah when he was lighting it, or when he was cleaning it. So here they learn out from this lesson, this language of going up, that there was a mala, a stool, a step stool in front of the menorah. Okay, again, that is from Sifrei, another midrashic collection. So we see we have both explanations offered. One means one possibility is Beha'alotcha means that he kindled it, meaning he caused the flame to go up onto the wicks of the menorah. And another one is that he physically went up in order to achieve the lighting of the menorah. He went up on a stool. Okay, so we have both possibilities offered here in Rashi. Okay, so let's see how the various translations deal with that. Okay, KJV, speak unto Aaron and say unto him, when thou lightest the lamps, the 7 lamps shall give light over against the candlestick. Okay, goes very much with the Jewish reading, with Rashi's first explanation, that lighting the lamps, that the Beha'alotcha means the actual lighting, the causing the flames to go up to the 7 lamps. Okay, so this is, if that is the meaning of Beha'alotcha, that's a pretty literal translation. Okay, let's look at the NIV. Speak to Aaron and say to him, when you set up the lamps, see that all 7 lamps light up the area in front of the lampstand. Okay, so when you set up the lamps, so they're taking it to mean the Beha'alotcha is not when you're going up, but whenever you set up the lamps themselves. See that all the 7 light up the area in front of the lampstand. So in order for their reading to work, they have to insert words. See that is inserted. It's not part of the original Hebrew. Let's go back and look at the original Hebrew. Okay, it says Beha'alotcha et hanerot. Whenever you, let's say this means whenever you set up. Let's go along with them for a second. Et hanerot, the lamps. Elmul panei hamenorah ya'iru shivat hanerot. So elmul, against the face of the menorah, ya'iru, they shall shine the 7 lamps. So we see here there's no see that is not present there. So that is inserted. So NIV has inserted language to try to make sense of this line. So as such, I wish they would call our attention to it, perhaps with parentheses or something like that. Okay, so that is the lacking for the NIV. Okay, NRSV, speak to Aaron and say to him, when you set up the lamps, the 7 lamps shall go give light in front of the lampstand. Okay, they go a very similar vein. They go with the NIV here. When you set up the lamps, because that the et is there when you go up, the et means that you're acting upon the nerot. So that That's what they're struggling with here. So that doesn't, whatever. I mean, it's not the worst. It's not how I read it. That's not how the tradition is traditionally read. So this NIV and RSV kind of have their own readings. That is a third option, not provided by Rashi. Okay, JPS. Speak to Aaron and say to him, when you mount the lamps, let the 7 lamps give light at the front of the lampstand. Okay, I'm not really sure what they mean by mount here. It's just like mounting a horse. Like, I mean, are we going up to do this, or are we mounting them as in like putting them in place? So I think they're trying to do a balancing act here and use language that could be read either way. So as such, if they mean that when you go up, then that's fine, because that goes well with Rashi's second reading. In fact, that might be what it says. When you mount the lamps. Otherwise, the translation seems to be okay. Okay, finally, the stone. Stone is going to be very much like the King James. Speak to Aaron and say to him, when you kindle the lamps toward the face of the mortar, shall the 7 lamps cast light. Okay, it's kindle. That's like Rashi's first explanation. So we see here that we have 2 bases. So we have the KJV and the stone are similar, and they see Beha'alotcha mean when you kindle, or when you light. We have the NIV and the NRSV take it when you actually are setting up the lamps. I don't particularly like that reading. And then we have the JPS, which is a little vague. When you mount the lamps, it could mean either when you go up in order to set the lamps up, or it can mean whenever you actually set the lamps up. So the difference with being is in the second reading, when you're actually setting the lamps up, the JPS would be going like the NRSV and NIV. And if it means that when you go up, it's going like Rashi's second reading, like you're ascending to the lamps. Okay, so all in all, I prefer the stone and the KJV. They're more similar to the traditional Jewish reading here, to Rashi's first explanation here. In fact, I think that's what it's saying. Just internal sense in the verse. Beha'alotcha et hanerot, you're doing something to the lamps, and as a result, the menorah is going to shine towards the face of the central shaft of the menorah. So that I think is internally more consistent with what's going on in the verse. I think it makes more sense. But obviously other minds thought otherwise. So this is an interesting verse. We see one verb is taken 2 ways, potentially 3 ways. Okay, fine. So that's that. One more time, let's do the Hebrew together. Daber el Aharon, v'amarta elav, Beha'alotcha et hanerot, el mol pnei hamenorah, ya'iru shivat hanerot. Okay, that was that. I thank you for tuning in. I hope you'll join me again next week. Another verse. More learning. Kol tuv, hatzlacha rabba. Keep learning.